COVID clown. Flabby, you want to come over here and tell a story? I just want to tickle your ivories. Okay. While you... Oh, what key would you like me to tickle your ivories?
E sharp.
E sharp.
A long time ago, lost in the darkness, I had a vision of emptiness, eternal blackness crawling inside and around my heart. An inadvertent test. I was unable to find the words to express my innermost self. And lost beyond the confines of an impossible infinity. I tossed my salad out into the unknown, beyond the stars, and waited for an answer, like some tossed salad message in a bottle, drifting out to nowhere. And no one was allowed to hear the screams of anguish and infinite pain that I issued forth from my tender and sensitive, malshapen essence. And I was lost within myself, lost in the universe, benign indifference of our lust, the indifference of our trust, the loss of 1,000 tornadoes blending in my mind and destroying my soul, making it seem like I was some demented Wonka with a dream of fantasy of unrivaled and unlimited creativity. But it didn't really exist, because there is no unlimited. Because even in the infinite, the idea of infinity doesn't exist. The universe expands forever. They say that the universe is always expanding. Well, if the universe is always expanding, it cannot be infinite. It must be finite. Because if it's expanding into something. What are we expanding into? What's beyond the universe that causes our universe to be able to expand into it? The infinite idea, the identity in our minds of there being an infinity doesn't exist, because we all die. So before we can get to infinity, we're dead. So even our minds are finite. There is no real infinity. There is no real essence of soul that connects with an infinite God, because what created God? What created the sense of an ultimate creator being if there was nothing to create that being? If there was no sense of a beginning for the first impulse, then we cannot define what it is we are immersed in. And we aren't allowed to know what the first impulse was. The impulse in my mind, the impulse of my heart, the impulse of my groins. We don't even know what the first impulse of ourselves were. How could we know the first impulse of the universe around us? The ultimate end zone, the ultimate spiking of the football into the minds of the detached and dehumanized, thinking that they know something, they're possessing a knowledge of who we are and why we are, and then posing it upon others as if it's their right. No. Their obligation to preside over who we are on the inside, because they know, they're knowing, they're in the act of realization, but their precious verse and chapter, their most holy instrument, their Bible, tells us at the very beginning, the very first lesson that it teaches us in their holy scripture is that knowledge is bad. And the reason the original sin took place is because they ate from the tree of knowledge. And it's the very first thing that's in the Bible. And if the first thing in the Bible is that knowledge is bad, it suggests to me that the Bible was created as a means of being able to control people and telling them that ignorance is bliss. And all the other things that we find in our culture are providing downward pressure to the curiosity that we need in order to be able to be human, in order to be able to be forceful and powerful within ourselves and within the world around us. They tell us it's bad, but they have the knowledge. They know what's true, and they impose it upon us, but knowledge is bad. They know what is true, and they impose it upon us, but knowledge is bad. They know what is true. They impose it upon us, but knowledge is bad. They know what is true. They impose it upon us, but knowledge is bad. Knowledge is bad. Naughty. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. I'm Lord Butterfly, the COVID clown. Former. Thank you, guys.
Dankeschön. Oh, you get the interviews. Yeah, they're close to ready. Ooh, I love those bass strings. I love that bass. Jesus Christ. Can I have that bass?
Do this one? Yeah. Hey, pull up a chair. Let's talk.
Let's turn it over.